Goombas, welcome back to the channel. Boy, that last video I did, I got to thank you guys for the response for the video about South Philly. It's over 10,000 views now, and I appreciate that so much. I wish I could bottle up what I did there and do it every time. I really appreciate you guys watching the videos that I do, and if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel, because I'll be doing more like it. Like today, I've been thinking about how much time has gone by in my life. I'm 55 already, and I'm like, man, like, where did all that time go? You know, like, at one point I remember being, 10 years old playing under the fire hydrant, and the next thing you know, I'm looking in the mirror at 55 saying, what the hell's going on here? The fact that time goes by so fast, I would think that means that, your life's pretty good, If you notice, like, how 3-day weekends go, they go by so fast because you're having such a good time. I can only imagine that if your life wasn't good, that it would go slower. Does life move slower if it's not good? It's the things I think about. I think of goofy things like that. I don't know why. Like, if you eat pasta and then you eat antipasta, are you still hungry? So I had a really good childhood in South Philly. I really did. I wouldn't want to grow up anywhere else. I really enjoyed growing up here, but all the time that's gone by, it made me think about the things we used to say when we were kids. Let me explain. You're playing with a friend, right? You're outside, you're playing all day, you're playing with a friend, and your friend says, hey, you know what, it's time for me to go home. My mom wants me home at a certain time. So your friends go home, you go inside, you go back out a little bit later, and you see your friend playing with somebody else. You were called a flat lever. Yep, that's right. You would get bored playing with your friend, and everybody was guilty of this. You would get bored playing with your friend, you'd leave, and then they'd catch you with somebody else, playing minutes later with somebody else. You were a flat lever. That was a serious violation of your friendship. So if you haven't ever been to Termini's in South Philly, you want to definitely make a stop here. There's a lot of places you can get good cannolis and cookies and cakes and stuff in South Philly, but Termini's has been, I think, around since 1921, and it is a staple for South Philly. Got another one for you. Get off my property. That's right. Now, it's not really your property. You're only 10 years old at the time, but you're having a fight with your friend. Like, I saw you with Anthony the other day. You left me flat. Oh, yeah? Well, get off my property. That was the thing. That's what we used to say. Get off my property. I'm going to go get a cannoli. If you don't know what a cannoli is, this, my friends, is a cannoli. This is, it's a hard outside shell, and this is ricotta cheese with some chocolate chips in it, and they sweeten the ricotta cheese, and that, my friends, is a cannoli. Funny story about the cannoli. At one time, a long time ago, the Arab Empire ruled over a certain part of Sicily. The concubines of the Arab king are responsible for the design of the cannoli. It was a tribute, actually, to the Arab king's genitals. So yeah, the king was known to have big genitals, and the women thanked him. It was a way of thanking him for having big genitals. It was a tribute. The whole cannoli thing was a tribute to his genitals. I'm not kidding. It's the truth. Look it up. There was another popular saying that we used to say as kids. My mom said, I can't get wet. Stop. My mom said I can't get wet. So, we living on a little street on those hot summer days, we used to open up the fire hydrant. My father had a wrench that would open it up. So we'd open it up, and we'd play out there for hours on a street just like this one, and get soaking wet all day long, go in for lunch, come back out, get wet more. Probably wasn't good for the city's water pressure, but everybody did it. It was a way of staying cool in the summer, and you always had that one kid that wasn't allowed to get wet. And you would tease him, you'd flick water at him, kick water at him, him, and he'd be like, stop, my mom said I can't get wet. I'll tell you what, there's one thing that's always baffled me about this place in South Philly. Broad and Snyder. Can you tell me why, as far as I know, as long as I've been here, it's always looked like shit. It still does. And it's weird because it's not in a bad neighborhood or anything. It's just, it looks like crap. I mean, there used to be some really popular things here back in the day. There was a big movie theater here. There was Geno's, hamburgers. Now it just looks like crap. Geno's used to be like a McDonald's back in the 70s, I remember here. It used to be right there where that Walgreens is. And before Geno's, it was, I think it was the Broadway Theater. It was a big movie theater. Hey, who remembers Lou Bell's? Lou Bell's was a gigantic women's underwear store that my mom used to drag me to all the time. It was terrible, and the only reason she got me to go is she would bribe me that she would take me to McDonald's or go to Woolworths and get a cheeseburger. That's why I like cheeseburgers to this day so much. So my mom bribed me so much to come here to go to Lou Bell's. Lou Bell's was this gigantic place, and it had cubes in the middle of the bins in the middle of the store, all over the place, and underneath the bins were these doors, and then you'd open up the door, and then I would hide under there until it was over. I'd shut the door. She could never find me until she said, "Nick, it's time to go to McDonald's," and then I'd run out. That store was terrifying. I think it was this. I think it was this store here, or one of them over there. I can't remember. I'm kind of glad I can't remember. I feel like having night terrors. You guys know it's supposed to be here? This is kind of sad. That's right. This used to be the Melrose Diner. The Melrose is no more. The Melrose Diner was another South Philly staple that's closed down. I don't know what they're putting here now. I think they're building stores and apartments like they are all over the place. But this place, you know, after you come home from your prom, early in the morning, this place was always open. You could stop, get breakfast, or whatever. It was always open. Everybody who knows goes to Melrose. Everybody who knows goes to Melrose. I guess now it's everybody who knows goes to Penrose. That's my diner, to Penrose. So, last stop. I want to take you to some of the new neighborhoods that are here. I don't want to say neighborhoods. I guess it's a neighborhood, but there's clusters of brand new housing in South Philly, and I want to show you them. They actually have a garage, and you can park your car, which I'm so jealous of. I'm going to turn up Capri Drive here. This is like the suburbs in South Philly. Look at this. This is right near the Penrose Diner, folks. Brand new houses, ridiculously priced, but everything is these days. But they're really nice, and it's just, yeah, it's just like a whole other neighborhood, you know, brand new neighborhoods in South Philly. Look at these houses. There's one thing, it's just like the suburbs. They all look the same. Looks like when you pull into one of those Jersey developments, all the houses look the same. And then you have these here. They're coming up on. These are a little different. But, you know, you drive through here and you kind of forget you're here in South Philly. I mean, this is all brand new stuff, folks. So, hey, Goombas, thank you. Thank you so much for watching the channel and watching this video. And if you have a second, please subscribe. And just a little update. The South Philly documentary that was driven off of the last video about South Philly is in progress. Do have sponsors. It's going to be great. And I'll try to keep updating you on the progress of the movie. Thanks again, guys. Have a good day.